Welcome to the first episode of Creative Soul Life. Today I want to talk about the topic of creativity as self-care. First, who am I and why do I feel like I can talk about creativity? My name is Charlotte DeMolay. I have worn a lot of hats and titles in my life. I'm a mom. I've got 3 kids. They've all flown the coop. I'm an empty nester now with my husband. I'm a wife. We've been married almost 30 years. Daughter, granddaughter, and niece. My mom, my late grandmother, and my aunts were and are incredibly strong and creative women. You'll hear me mention these ladies many times in the future. I'm an artist. I have a bachelor's degree in fine art that's a little bit older than my marriage. I'm an environmentalist. I have a master's degree in city and regional planning with an emphasis on sustainability. I went the education route with it, though, with environmental education, because I have a deep and abiding love for our natural world and most of the creatures that inhabit it. My artwork reflects my love of nature, and many of my creative interests center around the outdoor world. I've got many more titles and hats like hiker, biker, gamer, cyclist, runner or ex-runner, gardener, cook, etc. I have lived and always hope to live a full creative life, no matter what season I'm in. So where's the connection with self-care? The aha moment came about the past year or so. Let me back up and tell you that my 40s sucked. I'm in my early 50s now, and I'm so glad to see my 40s in the rearview mirror. I had a major health episode when I was 42 that was mostly resolved by surgery, but it also kicked me into early perimenopause. I gained 30 pounds in 2 months on top of the extra 10 to 15 I was already carrying, and 10 plus years later, here it still sits. But fast forward to 2019, my husband and I had moved to Florida from Northern Virginia. That move coincided with our youngest kid going to college. So the first time in my life, I wasn't around kids. I'm the oldest child, the oldest grandchild, so I'm the oldest cousin. I started teaching right out of college, so I've always been around kids. And all of a sudden, I moved to what I call the land of old, because there's a lot of retirees here, especially the area we moved into. Not many kids. On top of that, you know what happened in 2020. The whole world shut down, and there were just not a lot of jobs available for extra teachers, which is what an environmental educator is. So I was not able to find a job after we moved down. So here I was in a new state without any kids around for the first time in my life. I also discovered I was severely anemic during this time and had several other mineral deficiencies as well. So my energy level was non-existent. You could pretty much say I was not living my best life. I should have been. My husband and I were alone. We lived less than 5 minutes from the beach in a beautifully remodeled home with my dream kitchen. I love to cook, and I kind of designed the kitchen. It was gorgeous. I was exploring different ways to make money with my art since I couldn't find an environmental job. But I was miserable. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially, you name it, I was failing it. So what pulled me out of the hole? I think you can guess I'm going to say creativity. So let's talk about it. I mentioned I was trying to figure out how to make money from my art abilities, like teaching, selling art, etc. Being an artist is who I am, and I'll always be able to explore how to make even a small living from it, because you got to pay for those supplies somehow. But this channel is not about making money. This is about inner peace and better emotional and mental health. And when emotional and mental health improve, usually the rest of your life does as well. So what kind of creativity am I referring to? All of it. It doesn't matter where your interests are. There's a way to be creative. My husband is about as engineer-brained as you can get, and he gets creative with spreadsheets. Yeah, spreadsheets. So really, there's a way to get creative, and no matter what you do or what type of brain you have, what type of lifestyle you have, there's a way to be creative. It's all about tapping into that creative, playful part of ourselves that often gets buried under the to-do list and the busyness of everyday life. When you engage in a creative activity, you're giving yourself permission to explore, experiment, and simply be present in the moment. It's a form of mindfulness that allows you to let go of worries and reconnect with your inner self. Creative exploration also gives you a sense of purpose. It can become a candle in the dark times of our lives. It can connect us to parts of our lives that we have lost or forgotten. Self-care is the practice of taking action to preserve and improve your physical, mental, and emotional health. It's about deliberately doing things that help you function at your best and feel good overall. As you learn how to use creativity as a form of self-care, you'll get benefits like stress reduction and mood boosting. It can be an emotional processing outlet for those feelings that are difficult to put into words. It'll improve your mindfulness and focus and ultimately boost your self-confidence. Okay, I'm sold. Creativity can be a form of self-care. So now what? This week, I encourage you to take stock of your well-being. There are a lot of tools out there to help you measure this, and I'll put some links below. Or you can just journal about it. Think about those areas of your life: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, however you want to list it out and parcel it up, and just write, how do you feel you're doing in each of these areas? So if you like, that's your assignment for the week, and we'll continue to explore next week. So that's the end. Go find ways this week to feed your soul.